This is a thing I have just been kind of making. I have made these, basically since I've learned how to crochet. It was one of the things that kind of taught me all the stitches, or all the things that I know. But I have been making a bunch of these things, so, they're just, this one's my favorite one and I just did it. But it has a little flower in the center of it. So that's what I'm going to show in this video, not the crochet granny square part. I'll show how to do that in another one. But today I'm going to show the center part, just the flower. Again, that's something that I have been making since I learned how to crochet, basically. I just really enjoy making flowers, and I decided to make these things out of the bonbons that I got for Christmas, because I figured why not, and I thought it might look cute, and it does. So, and then I was just like, well, I might as well show how to do this, because it is kind of a fun thing to make. Yeah, so to make the flower, you start it with, it doesn't really matter how long the end is, because you're gonna either crochet it in or weave it in when you're finishing, so that really doesn't matter. So you put your little slip knot on like you're starting regular crochet, and then you chain 4, so I'm going to do that real quick and then I'll be back. Okay, there's 4. I don't know how well you can see, but there are 4 on there. You can do, if you're a tight crocheter, you can do like 6 or a couple more. It doesn't hurt anything. This number really doesn't matter, it's just the center of the flower, the little space in the middle of the flower, so it just depends if you want it to be smaller or bigger, but I personally do 4. So, and then after you have 4, you put your crochet hook into the first loop closest to the tail, and then you just pull both loops over your hook, so now you have a little circle. So it's like that. And then from this point, again, you can do 3, like a normal granny square tells you to do at the beginning, but I only do 2, so chain 2, if I can get it, there we go, chain 2, and now from this point you want to wrap your yarn around your needle, like, you know, you're a double crochet, I believe, and then do 14. You do 14 double crochets into the center of the ring, so you just go around 14 double crochets. But now that I have it through, you wrap it again and pull it through 2 stitches, and then you wrap it around again and then pull it through the last 2 on there, and then you just wrap it and go around 14 total times. So I'm going to do that and then I'll be right back once I have the ring. I have 14. So that made the ring, and I haven't connected it yet, so that's why it looks funny and unfinished. To connect it, you want to go into, I don't know if you can see, the first stitch right here. So the first, go in there, little guy. The first normal crochet stitch, you go into that, and then just pull your yarn through and over the other one. I believe that's called a slip stitch. So, and now you have a complete little ring, and that's the center, the beginning of the flower. So, now that that's done, chain 1, and then wrap your yarn around your hook once, and put it through the first stitch that your chain is connected to, and then wrap your yarn around, and now you have 3 stitches on your hook, like that, and then you wrap your yarn around again, and then you pull it through all 3, okay? That's the hardest one that was for me to do. That part's the hardest, because I have to remember to pull it through all 3. So that's the first part, and now you're still going into the same crochet, or the little same loopy thing, stitch, I guess it's called, and you wrap it around so you have, you know, your loop, put it through, and again, like the other one, you have 3 on your hook, but this time you wrap it around your hook and pull it through 2, and then you wrap it around and then pull it through the next 2. So that one had 2 loop arounds and then finish, okay? And now this one is the last one in the same stitch. You're still going in the same stitch. You wrap your yarn around your hook 2 times and go into the same stitch. Pull it through. Now you have 4 stitches on your hook. Wrap it again and pull it through 2 of the stitches on your hook. Wrap it and pull it through another 2 stitches on your hook. And then wrap it and pull it through the last 2 stitches on your hook. And that's the first half of the first petal, or leaf. Petal, yeah. It's a flower, so petal. That's the first half of the first petal on your flower. And now you're moving on to a new stitch, so you go into the next space for this part, the other half of the first petal that you're working on. Wrap 2 around your hook, put it through the next space, pull it through, and then wrap it, pull it through the first 2, wrap, pull it through the first 2, wrap, pull it through the last 2. Okay, so that's the first stitch. Basically, the second half of the petal is just you working in reverse of the first half. So now you're going into the same stitch, wrap it around once, stick it through. Now you have 3 stitches on your hook, wrap it and pull it through 2, and then wrap and then pull it through 2, and then wrap, stick it through the same stitch again, pull it through so you have 3, and this time pull it through all 3 stitches. And now into the next space, you're going to, no wrapping on this one, just stick it through. Now you have 2 stitches, and then wrap it, and then pull it through. So, and that's the first petal of the flower. So that's the first one. And you're gonna repeat those steps 4 more times. So you'll have a total of 5 petals on your flower. So I'm gonna do the last 4, and then I'll be back. I might show you how to do the last one, just because it is really confusing. But if not, just do your best. You're gonna have to take it apart a ton of times. It is what it is. So don't be afraid of pulling it apart. It's gonna happen. But yeah, I'm gonna do the next 4, and then I'll be back. Hi again, I'm back. I just realized that I wanted to say the chain 1 stitch that you did, before you started the petal, you don't do any more chain 1s. That was just to start it. So everything that you do into the first stitch though, like starting at that one where you pull all 3 crochet hooks off, that's where you start. You don't chain anything else, okay? So hopefully that makes sense. I just forgot to mention that because I always just, again, I do this mindlessly, so I don't really think about it. So hopefully this is making sense, but I just wanted to let you know that you don't do any more of the chain 1 stitch. It's all just the into the spaces now. So hopefully that helps. And I'm sorry I forgot to say that. Anyway, I'll be back now. On to the last petal, and I might as well show. Again, you don't do the chaining one. You just end with that 1 single crochet, I believe it is, into that 1 stitch as kind of like a, I don't know what word I'm looking for, like a level thing, a connector maybe? Stitch? I think that's the word I'm looking for. I think a connector stitch or something along those lines, just to make it look smooth. But yeah, so no chaining, just that single crochet into the stitch, and then you do the 3 into the 1. Again, hopefully this makes sense. I really do just do this mindlessly. Anyway, for the last petal, it's the same as the rest. I'm just going to show again. You have 3 crochet stitches on the hook, and you pull them all off, wrap it around, stick it through. Now you have 3, but this time you only take 2 off, and then you take the next 2 off, then you wrap it around twice, stick it through, so now you have 4, and then you take it off 2, and 2, and 2, and all of those were in the same stitch, and then wrap it twice. This one's into the new stitch. Pull it through, you have 4, 2, 2, and 2, and then wrap it and pull it through, 2 and 2, wrap it, pull it through, and all 3. And then into this little stitch right here, you do the single crochet, and then you just kind of slip stitch into the next one, and then it's finished. That is, I know it's a very, very short video. These things are very fast and very, very easy to make. And then you just knot it and weave in the end. I'm not going to do that with this though, because again, I'm making the granny squares out of them. So I will not be cutting it, but finish it, knot it, however you usually do. And then that's all it is. You just weave in the end or sew it on to whatever you're making it for, or do the granny square thing. I'm going to be using this little guy again, so next Sunday's video will have this guy in it again, because I am going to I think I'm probably going to use this one again. I might be using a different one by the time I record it, but I might just record it right now. So if it's the same one, then I'm recording it like back to back. But if it's not, then I did not record it back to back, because the granny square is a bit more involved. I'm still figuring out how to do that, but I seem to be getting the hang of it. But yeah, this little guy, it really does just take practice. And once you get it, they're really fun to make. They're really fast to make. I mean, honestly, that took me like 10 minutes to make, so it's really fast. So, yeah, I hope this was helpful and I didn't, like, confuse you too much. I really do just make these without thinking, so it was really hard to explain. So hopefully it wasn't too rough and difficult. Yeah, I hope it wasn't too bad of an explanation and it was able to help you. Like, I hope I didn't go too fast with the explaining and just kind of zoomed right through it and I actually made sense. But yeah, I hope it helped, and I hope you're able to make the little flowers and you have fun with them. Thank you for watching, and see you next week. Bye!